asymptotic notations, then time and space complexity, algorithm design techniques, greedy, dynamic programming, then divide and conquer, graph search, minimum spanning tree, and shortest path. So these are the things we are going to give. Last few weeks we discussed all those things, but today in this session I am going to give the recall about the particular topics. Okay, so what is called as algorithm? Algorithm is a way to store and retrieve the data in the data structure and memory. That is the concept of algorithm. So each and every algorithm having different purpose. So here searching algorithm. So searching algorithms mainly used to search the element in the memory space, whether the particular element is present in the space or not. If it is available, it will show it will display to the user. So the element is present, or the data is present, or the video is present, or the audio is present. So there is so many techniques are there. So particularly we are going to discuss about linear search and binary search. So linear search and binary search is the individual qualities there. So in linear search, in the sense the data elements will be searched one by one in the linear fashion. So linear fashion, suppose if you want to search some elements in the database, for example, just imagine 10,000 records are there. So if you want to apply the linear search, it will able to check one by one. So until it will reach the founded element, whether the element is found or not. Suppose if your element is present at the first position itself, it will show that your search engine is best. Or else if you are going to try to find the element at the last position itself, it is become the worst case. So here the number of comparison is called as O of n, because every time you have to compare with n number of elements. So that is the purpose of linear search. So here I took the example. So linear search, first you have to take the number of elements, then you can be able to apply the linear search concept. So here the program is there. This is important. So here in this concept, search is equal to your list of elements. So if it is the list of element is equal to your search element, the element is found. So these are the ways there. The next one is called as binary search. So binary search also one of the important technique. So in this binary search, we are going to do the searching operation, but here the way is different compared to linear search. In the binary search, we are going to apply the elements once the element is in the sorted order. That is not possible to apply in the random order. So whether the ascending order form or the descending order form, you have to give the input as a binary search. So now you can able to take the binary search. Here you have to take the first element, middle element, and last element. So first you have to check whether the middle element is equal to your search element. If it is equal, it will print the value. Then here, if it is not equal, you have to check whether the middle element is greater than the search element or lesser than the search element. If it is middle element is greater than the search element, you can take the first half. Middle element is lesser than the search element, you can take the second half. So that is a way. So if you are going to take the first half, again you have to take the first element, middle element, last element. Again you have to take the comparison. So this is called as the binary search. So binary search is somewhat efficient compared to linear, because here the number of comparison is less. But anyway, it will take time to search the element, because once the list is ordered, then only you can able to apply the binary search. So these are the disadvantage and advantage last we discussed. This is the overall difference between the binary search and linear search. Please go through it, because we already discussed all those things. And these are the gate questions we already discussed. The time complexity of linear search algorithm over an array of n number of elements. Here the comparison is called as O of n. Then next one is called as, this is called as O of n. Then for linear search is an array of elements. The time complexity for best and worst average case is called as O of. First time if you are going to try to find the element, this is O of 1. Then worst case is called as O of n, and average case is also O of n. Then what is following is false. So which of the following is called as false? So here please read the statements already we discussed. For the serial search to work, data is array must be arranged either alphabetical or numerical order. So based on that, you can choose the correct answer. Then the search begins the search element with that is located in the middle of array. That is called as a binary search, just now we discussed. Then arrange successful search time. Average successful search time for sequential search on n items. So here the n plus 1 divided by 2. That's why, because if search key matches the very first time with one comparison, we can terminate. If it is second two comparisons, the average is called as n into n plus 1 divided by 2. So that is a major thing. Then which of the following element is used in the binary search algorithm? So here the statement is middle equal to first plus last divided by 2. So rest of the things are false. So if the binary search algorithm determines the search argument is in the lower half of the array, which of the following statement will be set the appropriate variable to the appropriate value? So here, if the search element is lesser than the middle element, so you have to take the start middle sub plus 1. That is the answer. So which of the following is false? So you have to read all those statements. The correct answer is if the search argument is greater than the value located in the middle of the binary search continues the upper half of the array. So it will take the second half when the middle element is lesser than the your search element. So sorting, there is so many sorting algorithms are there. So sorting algorithms are mainly used to sort the elements. So according to the gate, so many important questions coming from the sorting concept. So here there is two type of sorting is there, internal sorting and external sorting. So the internal sorting, you have to take the when the list is very small. So if you are going to have the small number of inputs, you can take the internal sorting. If the input is very large, you can take the external sorting. Then so many sorting algorithms are there. Then insertion sort. So insertion sort is a process of arranging the list of elements in the particular order. So that is a concept of sorting. So insertion sort take the second element and compare with the previous element. So you have to take the algorithm also. So here temp equal to list of 5, j equal to I minus 1. You have to start from the second element and compare with the previous element. That means the first element. Okay, so here list of j should be compared with list of j minus 1. So j minus 1 having the value. So if the temp value is called as list of I equal to 1. So list of first index will be compared with the list of zeroth index. Every time you have to compare with the previous elements. For example, if you are going to take the fourth element for the comparison purpose, you have to take the comparison of 4 to 3, then 3 to 2, then 2 to 1. So you have to compare with all the previous elements, whichever is the lesser. So you have to swap it with the particular time. So that is the concept of insertion sort. Then we discussed about selection sort. So selection sort is mainly used to find the just a minute. Okay, selection sort. So selection sort is mainly used to sort the elements. So selection sort also very simple. It is an internal sorting technique. So when the list is very small, you can take the selection sort also. So here selection sort will be compared with the first position, will be compared with all the next positions. So the first position will be taken, the next will be compared, then next will be compared. So whichever the least element, that will be swapped with the particular first index, zeroth index. So the next you have to take the next index as for the comparison. The next index will be compared with all the next element. So here also the comparisons will be number of times it will take, because it's n number of elements are there. You have to take the comparison of n number of times. That is a major purpose here, insertion sort and selection sort. So the number of comparisons is very high. So here take the first zeroth index will be compared to all the next index. Then the second index will be compared to all the next index. Then third index will be compared to all the next index. So whichever the least element, that will be swapped in the particular place. So here worst case, best case and average case, all those things are come into the gate questions. So here this is the algorithm. So this algorithm you have to remember for I equal to 0, for j equal to j plus 1. Then list of 5 will be compared to list of j. So every time you have to decrement the, you have to take the same index value of 5 and compare with all the j plus plus. So every time the j plus plus will be increased. So finally it will match in the particular index will be swapped. So that is the concept. Then cell sort also one of the sorting techniques. So here you have to take the cell sort operation. So you have to take the randomly number like a 3 or 4 numbers. So in the then you have to swap all those sublist values and match it and swap it. If it is necessary, you can swap it or else no need to swap. Finally, all the swapped elements will be grouped into the new list. The new list will be applied any famous sorting like insertion sort or selection sort. You can take the insertion or selection sort. Then finally, you can get the arranged list. That is a concept of shell sort. Then bubble sort. So bubble sort, here you have to take the pair of adjacent elements. List of 5 will be compared to list of 5 plus 1. So every time you have to compare all the adjacent elements. So it will take more time to compare all the adjacent elements. Again, it will start from the first phase. So again, it will start from the 0th index and first index. So once until it will satisfy the condition, it will able to swap it again. So here the number of steps are increased, but the program is very simple. The concept is very simple, but it will take more time to swap. The next one is called the quicksort. So quicksort pathing அப்படினா, so quicksort is a very famous technique. So quicksort having is when the list is large, so you can go with this type of concepts like you have to take the pivot value. Either you can choose the left hand side or the right hand side pivot value. So if the pivot value once you fixed, you have to take the left mark as well as the right mark. So if the left mark is started with after the pivot value, if I am taking the left side as a pivot value, then you have to take the right mark as the right hand side. So then first you have to compare with the pivot value. The pivot value will be compared to the first left index. So if the left index is very small, no need to swap the elements. So simply you can move further. Then you have to take the second index. The second index will be compared to the pivot value. So if the value is lesser, so no need to stop. So simply you can move further. But if the left element is larger than the pivot value, you have to stop the pointer. See here the example, the left pointer is large in the second position. So you have to stop the pointer moving. Then you have to take the right hand side pointer. So the right hand side pointer will be taken now. Now the right hand side pointer will come back. So if the right hand side pointer is lesser than the pivot value, you have to swap. If the right hand side pointer is greater than the pivot value, you have to move the pointer from one index to another index. That is the purpose of this sorting. So here once a situation, the left mark as well as the right mark will be crossed in the one situation. In that meanwhile, you have to take the pivot value, it will be exchanged in the particular index value. So here 30, here the value like the 31st will be swapped into the 54. So after that 54 will be swapped. Then you have to take the, after inserting the pivot value into the particular index value, now you have to take the left hand side as a new list and the right hand side will be considered as a new list. Again, you have to take pivot value, left mark and right mark. Finally, you can get the arranged order. So this is the very biggest one, but it will take the fixed part. The next one is called as merge sort. Here you have to apply the divide and conquer technique. Divide and conquer means you have to take the division of all those things in the individual piece of elements. Then that will be finally you have to take the individual piece. See here all the elements will be in the individual fashion. Finally you have to merge all, if it is necessary, you can swap it and merge it. So swap it and merge it. Finally you can get the sorted order. So this type of sorting is called as merge sort. Then radix sort or bucket sort. So this is having buckets. So here the memory space is high compared to other sorting techniques, but the other sorting techniques takes time, but this is very much easier. Here you have to take the number of memory space alone, it will increase. So here you have to take the operations like 1 bit is 10 space and 100 bits. So here 1 bit in the sense, so you have to take the buckets like 0 to 9. So 1 bit means if the your input having, so one more thing, it will accept only the numbers. So if any alphabets or any other file formats will come, it will not support. So here, if it is any numbers are available, you can take the ones bit, that ones bit, and will be equivalent. Find the equivalent bucket in the ones bit. That means here the taking the example here, 82. So 82 means you have to take the least significant bit from the right hand side. So 2 is the least significant bit. So 2 is the ones bit. So you have to find the second bucket and place your key value. Like every time you have to place the first, you have to take the ones bit. Then you have to put it in the bucket. Then you have to take in whichever way you have to insert it, that same position you have to take it out, not in the last in first out order. So you have to take the first in first out order. After that, you have to take the second tens bit. That means second bit. So find the relevant bucket and put it into the bucket. So now you have to take all those things coming out. So if any three digits numbers are there, again you have to take it with 3 digits number. So if you have only 2 digit means, so you have to consider the zero is there in the left hand side. So I mean the hundreds bit position. So now you have to move the zeroth index, zeroth key value in the particular zeroth bucket. Then 1 means first bucket, 3 means third bucket. So here the example, here the take it out in the first in first out fashion. So finally the data will be arranged. So this type of sorting is called as bucket sorting. So here heap sorting is one of the famous algorithms. So heap sort means, so there is two type of sorting is there. So in most of the times in the computer also we can do this. So when the size is small, you can arrange the elements based on the size. So here the least value will be arranged if it is a min heap. If the highest value will be arranged if it is a max heap. So you can able to sort either in the ascending order form or the descending order form, or the based on the size. The size will be arranged arranging in the ascending order form or the descending order form. So in the heaping technique, so you can be able to arrange the elements in the lowest order or the highest order fashion. So after that, you can take the in-order traversal of the given tree. So you can be able to get the least value in the left hand side, and the right hand side you have to get the highest value. And all those things, all the branches, consider the branches, the leaf nodes are having the least, I mean greater value than their parents, because if you are going to arrange the min heap means the parents must have least value than their children. So consider from the root itself you have to take. So the bottom of the tree having the, I mean the leaf node having the largest value when you are applying the min heap. So when you are applying the max heap, the root value is the maximum. The root value can have the largest value from the tree. So that is a concept of min heap and max heap. Then these are the examples. So here we are going to take the gate questions. So I have to sort 1 GB of data with only 100 MB available of main memory. Which sorting technique will be most appropriate? So answer is B, by merge sort. So I can take the part of the thing in the secondary memory, and you can take the part of the data in the main memory. So that's what we are going to choose, the merge sort. Rest of the things will be taken the full value. So here the example, the list of sorting. So each of length is sorted into lexicographic order using the large more merge sort algorithm. The worst case running time is the computation is. So here the answer is 2. Why? Because the recurrence tree of the merge sort will be will have the height log of n, and O n power 2 work will be done at the level of recurrence tree. So recurrence means every time you have to recur in the particular same position again and again. So that's why we have the answer second one. Then in the modified merge sort, the input array is splitted at a position 1/3 of length of n of array. Which of the following type tightest upper bound time complexity of modified merge sort? So we have the answer is E. So n log n base divided by 2. So I given the explanation also, kindly check it. what is the worst time complexity of insertion sort, where position of the data to be inserted is calculated using binary search. So here you can take the answer as n power 2. That's what. So the tightest lower bound, the number of comparison, the worst case of the comparison based on sorting of the order. So here the answer is n log n. The explanation, number of comparisons, that comparison sort algorithm requires increased proportion of n log n. So where the n is number of elements. So you have to take the number of comparisons, definitely can get the answer as n log n. So which of the sorting will take least time when all the elements inputs are identical? Consider the typical implementation of sorting algorithm. So your answer is insertion sort. That is very easiest one. Insertion sort will take n time when the input is already sorted. So if it is already partially sorted, you can take only less time to sort. Then consider the quicksort algorithm. Suppose there is a procedure to find the pivot element which splits the into two sublists which contain the at least 1/5 of the element. Let T of n be the number of comparison required to sort n elements. Then you can choose the answer as 2T n divided by 2 plus n. That is the answer. Explanation I given. Kindly check it. Which of the sorting algorithm has the lowest worst case complexity? So here the answer is A, merge sort, because rest of the thing we already known the time complexity and space complexity. So you have to choose this one. So answer is A. So which of the sorting algorithm is most efficient to sort string considering ASCII characters? So here the answer is called as counting sort. So counting sort not in the syllabus. So given the gate question. So given an array where the number of numbers are ranged from 1 to n power 6, sorting algorithm can be used sort. These are the linear terms. So here the answer is called as radix sort. I hope you know about the radix sort because we are going to take only the numbers. So what is the best time complexity of bubble sort? So here I already said. So best time means so the list is almost sorted. So n, or else you have to take n. I mean n power 2. I mean now n into n. That means n power 2. Your comparison will be double the time. So when the list is very small or large. So here, what is the recurrence of worst case of quicksort where the time complexity in the worst case? So here the answer is B, recurrence T of n equal to T. So most of the gate questions are coming in the time complexity and O of n, O n log n. So that is a thing you have to remember all those steps. Then you can able to attend most of the questions. Which of the following is not stable sorting algorithm? Typical implementation, like answer is called as quicksort. That is not stable. So here, which of the following sorting algorithms typically implementing the best performance? So here the answer is called as insertion sort. We already know. So many questions coming from the same font. So the next one is called as a hashing technique. So hashing technique is mainly used to find the element as well as the store and retrieve. So already we discussed about the searching concept like linear search and binary search. So try to overcome the drawback of linear search, but that means n time comparison. Then binary search. Then binary search means you have to take in the arranging order form. Then you can able to apply the binary search. So the drawback will be overcome here. Hashing technique. So hashing technique is very familiar one. So hashing means you have to you can able to do the sorting as well as not sorting. You can able to store and retrieve the elements as much as faster. That is the purpose of hashing. So hashing considerable with the two major things. One is called as hash table and hash key. So hash table will be implemented in the concept of array. So the array concept is applied here. So you can take the index as to all the characteristics of array will be considered here. So the index start from 0 to n minus 1. So here you can take the array and the array name as well as you have to take the array index also. Then you have to take the hash key. Hash key is a key. So you have to find the location, proper location in the particular table. That's what we are going to use. hash key. So hash key is equal to key modulo divided by table size. That is a basic formula for applying the hash function. So hash function is very simple. So you have to take the key input from the user. That will be modulo divided by table size. You can get the remainder value. The remainder is called as hash key. So hash key is nothing but so the index value, whichever the table you already created. So find the relevant index based on this hash key and able to place the key value in the particular table. That is the purpose of hash table and hash key. So there is some techniques are there to store the information. So there is type of hash functions are there. The first one is called as a division method. So you have to take the division method here. The input is called as 36, 80, 72, 143 and so on. So here you have to take the 18. So 18 will be divided by the table size is called as 8. So 18 will be divided by 8. So you can get the remainder is called as 2. So 18 into 8 means, so 8 into 2 means 16. So you can get the remainder is called as 2. So find the second index. So H key is equal to 2. So find the second index and place the key value in the table. That is the purpose of division method. The next one is called as a mid-square method. So I have to receive the input from the user. That user input will be squared. Then you have to take the middle value. So the middle value is called as your key value, H key. So the key, find the particular index position and place the data. Suppose if you are going to receive 3 digits number after squaring, you can take the middle value as a single digit. Suppose if you are going to receive the 4-digit number like 1255, that means 1255. I mean 2525 is called as your index value. I mean take the middle 2 elements as a index value. Likewise, you have to do the operation. So this is called as a mid-square method. Next one is called as multiplicative hash function. So you have to take the H key is equal to P star key star A. So here you have to take the constant value of P and A. So then you have to apply the key value. Finally, you can get some value in the maybe in the floating value. If it is floating value, you have to take in the floor operation. Floor means you have to take the round of integer. So that will be considerable as your key value. That means H key. Find the relevant index will be the table and place the data. So that is the concept of multiplicative hash function. The next one is called as digit folding. So here you have to take the input like a phone numbers. So if it is a 10 digit phone number, you can take the group of 2 bits. Finally, you have to sum of all those 2 group of bits will be summed. Then you can able to do the answer. The answer will be modulo divided by table size. Then you can get the remainder. The remainder is called as your H key. Find the H key index will be in the particular table and able to place the data in the table. That is the concept of digit folding method. So here in some situation, you can able to get the collision. So the collision may occur in the particular index position. So now if you are going to, if you are trying to store the 2 key values in the same index, the collision may occur. So now you have to take the index value. So they have now the collision is occur. That means if the true values are trying to store the same index position, if 2 caches the same index, the corresponding records cannot be stored in the same location. That's what the collision is occur. If you are trying to find the proper hash key, that is called as the hashing. I mean collision avoidance technique. So there is 2 type of collision avoidance technique is called as, one is called as the first one is called as separate chaining and open addressing. So separate chaining and open addressing is the 2 major important concepts for collision avoidance technique. So separate chaining is a very simple concept. You have to take the best technique, but here the burden is called as if the single index having all the number of records. So unfortunately, all the records having the same index value, it will trying to store the all the key values in the same index. So it will take some burden to find. Otherwise, it is efficient one. So here you have to take the linked list method. So the data will be collected by collected from the user. Then that will be stored in the node key value. Then each and every node having 2 field, data field and address field. Then the data field having the address of the successor, likewise so on. So here the implementation is done by linked list concept. So here you have to take the H list. So H list means the array value. Array value also having the address part as well as the data part. So array index will be considered as H list of each and every index. Suppose the index value, see here the example I given. So here the index is called as 0 to 7. So 0 to 7 is called as the index. So here you have to take the H list is called as 0th index. Likewise, you have to take. So from the H list, now you can store. So as usual, you can take the same division method. So key modulo divided by table size, find the index version and able to store. So suppose if you are trying to store in the same index value, it will create one linked list. I mean, the newly created list will be added in the H list. H list in the same index. The new node will be having the value of your last key input. Then it will take same operation for the next iteration also. So here the number of elements will be stored in the efficient way without any collision. So this is called a separate chain. So the next one is called as open addressing. So in the open addressing, there is 3 techniques are there. So linear probing, quadratic probing, and double hashing. So linear probing. So linear probing means you have to take the same formula as a division method. So now the division method will be taken. The division method that means the formula is H key is equal to key modulo divided by table size. All those things are important gate questions. So H key modulo divided by table size. So here, if the first formula is not sufficient to find the proper key index, so now you have to take the second formula. So H key is equal to key plus f of I modulo divided by table size. That is called as our second formula. So if the first formula is not satisfied, you can try with the I value. I value is called f of I value is called as 1 to n. So first time you have to try with 1. So that means, for example, just imagine I'm having the key value is called as 99. So the first ninth place is already occupied, means if the table size is 10, ninth place is already occupied. What will happen now? You have to try the second formula. 99 plus f of I start from 1. So f 99 plus 1 modulo divided by table size 10. So 100 tables divided by table size 10, the remainder is called as 0. So you can take the 0th index. If the 0th index is already occupied, then try with 2. That means 99 plus 2 modulo divided by table size. Now 101, right? So 101 modulo divided by table size, the remainder is called as 1. So if the first index is free, you can store the 99 in the position of index 1. So here you can try to fill the alternative paths. So this is also one of the techniques to store. The next one is called as quadratic probing. In the quadratic probe, you can take the second formula. So with a small difference. So the second formula having f of I square. So first we have to try with the normal H key function. So H key is equal to key modulo divided by table size. If the first formula is not satisfied, you can go with the second formula. So f H key is equal to key plus f of I square modulo divided by table size. So the same method only, but here we are going to take the f of I square. So first time 1 square, then 2 square, then 3 square. So here the number of free spaces will be skipped, but the same space may access at the same many indexes. That is a drawback here. The next one is called as a double hashing. So double hashing also one of the techniques. So first time you have to try with same index key, same H key formula. So H key is equal to key modulo divided by table size. And the second time you are trying to suppose the first formula is not satisfied to store, you can go with the second key value. So the second formula is called as, you can take the least from the table you can take the largest prime number. So you can take here the taken for prime number is called as 7. So 7, here the formula is called as 7 minus key modulo divided by 7. That is the formula here. So 7 key modulo divided by 7. That is the thing. So now you have to apply the formula. You can get the remainder to find the particular index position and able to store. That is the concept of double hashing. So here the difference is separate chaining and open addressing. Most of the time they are asking for the placement and the gate questions. So here the rehashing, when the list is, your array size is not sufficient to store our information, you can go with the rehashing. Rehashing means double the time you have to increase the array size. The next one is called as extendable hashing. Extendable hashing will be stored based on the binary bits. So when the binary bits having your input will be treated as binary. That means once the bucket is full, you can try with the next bucket. So every time the bucket having the zeroth index, one index. Next time, if the zeroth index bucket will be full, then go with the 00, 01, 11. Likewise, you can take. If that bucket is full, then go with the 3 bits, like as 3000. Likewise, it is goes on. So this is also one of the technique to store the key value and avoid the collision. Then we are going to discuss about the gate question, applications of hashing, construct a message authentication for digital signature, make communication, but reveal message later, time stamping. These are the technique and these are the applications are there for hashing. Then what is hash table? So this is also one of the questions. So what is called as hash table? We know that hash table having the index value that will be stored the key value. So the answer is called as a structure that maps key value to values. So if several elements are comparing for the same bucket in the hash table, what is called as collision? So the answer is called as C. So what is direct addressing? So direct addressing is called as a distinct array position for every possible key. That is called as direct addressing. If it is the direct addressing is not satisfied, then go with the second formula. So what is the search complexity of direct searching? So here the answer is called as walk on. So you easily can able to take with only one iteration. So single iteration itself you can take the answer. So here walk n means we can take the n number of comparisons. So what is the hash function? So here a function, the answer is called as a function that computes the location of the key in an array. That is called as a hash function. So hash function or job enana, you have to try to find the key index in the particular hash table. Then which of the following is not technique to avoid the collision? So which technique is not avoiding the collision? So the answer is called as the using hash table size. The rest of the thing will be avoid the collision. So what is load factor? Load factor will be calculated by your key input modulo by total size. So here the answer is called as the average chain length. So what is symbol uniform hash function hashing? So the answer is called as A. Every element that equal probability of hashing into the any of slots. Then in symbol uniform hashing, which is the search complexity? So the answer is called as symbol hash function always trying to with only one attempt. Then in symbol chaining, what data structure is appropriate for the doubly linked list? So here you have to take the double linked list because every time you can go with the front as well as backward direction. The in case in which key other than the desired one is kept identified location is called, the answer is called as B, that is called as the collision. So what data organization method is used in the hash table? In which method we are going to store? That is called as a linked list. Then the task of generating alternative indices for the node is called as, so how will you generate the alternative index? That is called as collision detection. So if the collision is detected, so you are going to trying to access the second formula. So which of the following is not a collision resolution technique? So here the answer is called as a D. So hashing is called as not a collision resolution technique. So rest of the things are collision resolution techniques. So hashing is the problem of finding appropriate mapping of keys into address. That is the answer is called as true. Yes. So in hash table size is 10, where the element 7 will be placed. So when the divider is very dividend is very less, divider is large, you cannot take the division. So the remainder is as usual 7. So what should be the load factor for separate chaining hashing? So the answer is called as 1. So which of the following operation are done in the hash table? So hash table, which operation can able to perform? So can able to store insertion and searching. That is a major purpose of hashing concept. So which of the following is identical to that separate chaining hash mode? So you can go with the linked list concept. Separate chaining always trying to store the data in the form of linked list. Which of the following is a hashing function for separate chaining? So here the answer is C, h of x equal to x modulo d by table size. That is the hash function. What is the correct notation of load factor? So the load factor answer is called as lambda. So here the load factor is given. So which of the following is the disadvantage of using separate chaining using linked list? So the disadvantage is if you are going to require many memory spaces. So memory space is large here because you are going to store the data value as well as the pointer value. The worst case search time of hashing using separate chaining algorithm. So the worst case is called as the walk power 2. From the given table to find h of x equal to x modulo divided by 10. So here which of the data will be stored in particular index question. So the answer is called as C because C means 12. So here the answer is called as 5 index are there. So 12 modulo by table size is called as that means 5 into 10. The remainder is called as 2. So find the second index and place your 12th data. I mean 12. That answer is called as C. Which of the following helps the key to map the address? So which is help to find the address? The answer is called as the hash function is used to find the particular location in the table. So what is the advantage of the hash table over linked list? Which one is the advantage? Faster access of data is called as the advantage. So what is the following techniques used for handling collision in the hash table? So the answer is called as open addressing. So open addressing is very simple. So by implementing separate chaining using list, head we can reduce the number of collision this drastically. Yes. No, the answer is false. Which of the following is an advantage of open addressing over separate chaining? So the answer is called as a simple to implement. That is a concept of open addressing over the separate chain. So which of the following problem occur due to linear probing? So we have linear probing. So linear probing means the first formula. Then if the first formula is not satisfied, then go with f of I. So here the answer is called as primary collision. So it will avoid the primary collision, not in the full. If the limitation of your memory size, you can't able to store further. So the primary operations, primary collisions will be avoided. So which of the following is not collision resolution strategy for open addressing? So here the answer is called as rehashing. Rehashing is a technique to double the size of your memory space. So in linear probing, the cost of unsuccessful search can be used to compute the average cost of successful search. Yes, the answer. So what is the hash function used in the linear probing? So linear probing, we are going with C. The answer is C. H of x equal to key plus f of I modulo by table size. That is a concept. So in the following hash table, in linear probing, find the location of 49. So where the 49 will be placed in the linear probing? Linear probing means you are going to store the key value. So the answer is called as 0. Why? Because first time you are going to store with the 49 modulo by 10. The remainder is called as 9. So 9 is already occupied. Then 5 with the second formula, h key is equal to key plus f of 1. That means f of 1 modulo divided by table size. So 50 modulo divided by table size. So here the remainder is called as 0. So from the 0th index you can store. So here the answer is called as D. The 0th index you can store the 49. So whichever the following schemes are done, does quadratic probing come under? So here the answer is called as open addressing. Quadratic probing comes under open addressing. So separate chaining is different concept. So quadratic probing overcomes primary collision. Yes, that will be avoid the primary collision, but not in the fully format. So if you are going to avoid the full collisions, we are try with the open address. So which which among the following is the best technique to handle the collision? So here the quadratic probing is best technique to handle the collision. The reason given here, explanation, kindly check it. So what is the formula used in the quadratic probing? So here the answer is called as hash t is equal to t then plus f of I square mod dot there with table size. That is the formula for quadratic. What about the linear probing? Linear probing means f of I mod divided by table size. So for the given hash table, which location will be element 59 will be hashed in the quadratic probing. So quadratic probing in which location will be found. For example, here I am going to take 58, 58 modulo with 10, 8 is the remainder because 8 is already occupied by 18. So now try with the second formula, 58 plus 1 square modulo divided by table size, the 59. 59 means 9th index, so already occupied. Now try with the second formula with the 2 square. So 2 square means 4, 58 plus 4, 62. 62 modulo divided by table size, remainder is called as 2. Find the second index. So the answer is called as 2. So the answer is called as B. So what is a hash function used in the division method? So here the answer is called as B. So here h of k equal to key modulo divided by k. So double hashing is one of the best method available for open addressing. Yes, the answer is true. So what is the hash function used in the double hashing? So here the answer is called as C, h1 of k plus I square h2 of k modulo divided by m. That is called the double that time you have to increase the size. So which techniques has the greatest number of prop sequence? So here the answer is called as C, double hashing having the greatest prop sequence. So here the 72 will be inserted in the table, following table. Yes, 72 second index. Find the second index and place your data. So find the second index. The answer is called as 6. So here the index is called as 11. So 11 means to find the sixth index and able to place your answer. So explanation 72 must be inserted in the 6. So k modulo divided by m, 72 modulo divided by 11. The remainder is called as 6. So now we are going to take the next. So very short duration. Here algorithm design techniques, how we are going to design the algorithm. So the algorithm is a procedure to solve the particular problem in a finite number of steps for the finite size input. So here implementation method, design method and other classifications are considerable. So all those things are very, very simple. So kindly go through it. So here greedy algorithms are there. These are the famous greedy algorithms are there. Kindly prepare for your gate purpose. So here parallel algorithms, very special algorithms are parallel algorithms are like divide and conquer, greedy method, dynamic programming, backtracking, branch and bound, linear programming. So all those things are important. Divide and conquer means already we discussed one of the technique that is called as a merge sort. So first you have to divide it, then you have to merge it. So that is called as the divide and conquer. So greedy method. So greedy means so trying to find the shortest path without any problem. So we are going to find the immediately can going to get the answer without looking your I mean side effect. That is called as a greedy. So greedy algorithm optimizing solution. Best solution is to chosen at any moment. So based on your iteration, you can choose the best moment. Like robotics, you can apply this type of greedy method. So here dynamic programming, dynamically you can able to choose this program. I mean, you are going to choose the particular algorithm. So dynamic programming is optimization technique which divides in a program into small subprograms. After solving each problem, the dynamic combines all the solution and get ultimate solution. That is the purpose of backtracking. So if the backtracking, so if once the vertex is already visited, no need to move further. So you have to go back with the backtracking concept. Like you can able to travel in the back position also. That is the concept of backtracking algorithm. Then branch and bound. So you have to take the branch. Batch wise, you can able to do the operation. So branch and bound is optimization techniques to get the optimal solution. The problem, it looks the best solution for the given problem. Entire space of the solution. That is a major thing. Linear programming we already discussed. Solve, analyze algorithm, control structures. Here so many things are there. Sequence algorithm, if then else, loop, for loop, while loop, all those things we already discussed. So these are all quite simple only. So recursive function, tower of Hanoi, all those things are comes under this dynamic programming. Priority queue also we already discussed. So graph search, this is one of the important topics. We'll complete as much as fast. So graph is one of the data structure concepts. So here you have to take the vertex as well as the edges. So that is called graph. So there is two type of graph there. So there is graph representation also the adjacent matrix and adjacent. So the graph will be travel with the two major concepts, BFS and DFS, breadth first traversal and the depth first traversal. Depth first traversal you can able to use a stack concept. Breadth first traversal you can use a queue concept. So depth first in the sense you have to visit the depth node first, then you have to visit the branches nodes. I mean side nodes. But breadth first traversal you can be able to visit the only the adjacent nodes. In the breadth wise you can able to visit all the pair of adjacent nodes. So a pair of adjacents will be those nodes are directly connected to the particular node is called as pair of adjacent. You have to compare. That is the major concept of graph concepts. Then topological sorting is one of the sorting techniques. So you have to remove once the vertex is removed, visited, you have to remove from the particular thing. Then you have to take a integrity and outing. So here number of vertexes will be removed after visiting each and every vertex. So that is called so BFS and DFS is quite simple. Please go through it. So many examples I given. So kindly go through the slides for your gate reference. While you preparing the gate for the algorithm concepts, kindly check all those things and the gate questions. Kindly check it out. So I will share the group. Already I shared all those documents in the gate channel. So kindly